My name's Noel. I'm 38 years old, and let me let you in on a little secret. I've never used this. That's right, I've never left the country. But that changed in January of this year when Jamie and I boarded a flight and flew 12 hours from San Diego, California to Japan. This is our experience in Tokyo. We first woke up in the land of the rising sun to find the streets basically deserted. But that didn't stop us from going down to the train station, buying our trusty Pasmo card, and embarking on our first trip on the Tokyo Metro. We couldn't believe just how quiet the metro was. Take a listen. And when it wasn't silent, the language barrier was inescapable.
Here they're giving a speech, and we don't know who those people are. It could be the friggin' prime minister, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't the prime minister, but for all we knew, they could have been declaring war on Trump and the United States, and we were just like, well, time to take some more pictures. In the midst of being oblivious tourists, we stumbled upon all the people. We learned that the Japanese people are off work from December 29th till January 3rd. And on those first 3 days of January, they attempt to make a Hatsumode, which is their first visit to a Shinto shrine of the Japanese New Year. There they obtained written fortunes called omokuji, shown here. One of the most popular shrines is the Meiji Shrine in Harajuku. This shrine alone has over 3 million visitors during those first 3 days of January. And as we left the Meiji Shrine, we were overwhelmed by the number of people.
Is this madness, Noel?
It's crazy.
It's really crazy.
So we did what anyone would do to escape the madness. We stopped for pancakes. That's right, pancakes. This is what the menu looked like. I want one of those. And can you give me pancakes that say something like love on them? Great. As we became comfortable in our environment, we turned from observation to exploration. For all of the modern technology, parts of Tokyo really felt like stepping into a time machine. They still have bookstores. Remember those? Except their bookstores have full bars and serve whiskey. They still have music stores that sell CDs. Remember those? Jamie doesn't. And if you head over to Akihabara, you'll find endless manga stores. You know, if you're into that sort of thing. Tokyo also has massive arcades, like 6-story massive arcades, filled with UFO machines, or as we like to call them, claw machines. Always a good use of time and money.
It cost us 100 yen to actually win it, although we probably spent about, $25, like trying to get various prizes. But this, right before we put in this last 100 yen, we said, this is it, and we got it. So it was very exciting, very exciting. But very expensive too, but whatever. At this point, this little guy's priceless. We'll never forget that experience.
But if those games are too childish for you, just go up a few floors. That's where you'll see the real gaming. Just watching it is overwhelming.
Wow, those guys can game. Very little games that I even recognized or knew anything about or how to play. And I'm a super nerd, so there you go.
But if hanging out in a smoke-filled arcade with a bunch of dudes really isn't your thing, luckily for you, Tokyo has a cornucopia of cute stuff to go look at. This is the land of Nintendo and Hello Kitty. We actually went to several Hello Kitty stores, and they were all filled with Japanese women buying tons of Hello Kitty merchandise. One of the cooler things we saw was the Hello Kitty popcorn maker. Check it out.
I'm gonna try the other way.
popped their own Hello Kitty popcorn.
You could really taste the kitty. It was the perfect prelude for our next event, professional wrestling.
We are here, Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom. It is crowded, it is crazy. It's time to do this, let's go.
Inside the Tokyo Dome, the atmosphere was unlike anything I had ever experienced.
The smoking room is out of control. It's like solid smoke. And they have women who come around who serve you beers and whiskey too, if you want to buy it. It's really quite an experience to be in a baseball stadium and have it be this quiet. Something else.
But that tranquil atmosphere completely changed for the main event, pitting Kenny Omega versus Katsuchika Okada, a match in the making for over 11 months. You see, Omega's the first gaijin, or foreigner, to headline the Tokyo Dome main event in several years. And Okada is their golden boy, named the Rainmaker. 6'3", 29 years old, and athletic. And did I mention he's Japanese? Experience the match with me through the magic of parallel video editing. There was Omega's first dive to the outside. Omega's second dive to the outside.
If he mistimes that, he's going straight in the rail and breaking his leg.
An incredibly dangerous back body drop spot to the outside. A top rope dragon suplex, a move I had never seen before. And 46 minutes after the match started, a finishing sequence for the ages.
そしてもう一度決めに行くかケニー・オメガが担ぎ上げる東京ドームでいや岡田が返したツーストーンこれが王者の誇りが詰まったレインメーカーカウントが入るついに来たスーパー
Most amazing match I've ever seen in my life.
Within the Tokyo Dome, the reaction was both joy and despair, but acclaim for the match was universal.
5 stars, 5 stars.
Famed wrestling journalist Dave Meltzer wrote, Kenny Omega and Katsuchika Okada may have put on the greatest match in pro wrestling history in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 11 on January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. And for the first time in over 35 years of covering professional wrestling, he gave the match 6 stars out of 5. If you prefer something different than watching 5 hours straight of professional wrestling, you should visit the Shinjuku-Goen National Garden, located just a few blocks from the Shinjuku-Gomei Tokyo Metro stop. Although the garden was initially established in 1772, most of it was destroyed during air raids in the latter stages of World War II in 1945. The garden is a literal and figurative oasis in the metropolitan jungle of Tokyo. Strolling through the garden, it is easy to forget that you're in the world's most populous city. But if you needed a reminder, just visit the Tsukiji Fish Market. The Tsukiji Fish Market is filled with tourists, food on a stick, and any type of seafood you could ever think about buying, including stingray, which I filmed against the rules. The best sushi we had was from the vendors inside the fish market, but all of the food in Tokyo was fabulous, no matter the location. Whether it be at a small sushi restaurant called Yokokami Sushi, which had been owned and operated by a husband and wife team for the last 33 years. They were so polite and welcoming to us, even though they didn't speak a single word of English. Or the random smoke-filled izakaya next to where we lived, where we ordered a bunch of things off the menu and hoped for the best, while drinking highballs.
Kampai?
Even the ramen we ordered from a machine was great, once we got by the learning curve.
One of that, right?
Yeah,
2 of that?
2. Yeah, awesome.
And then there was one of the culinary highlights of our trip, Genki Sushi in Shibuya, a magical place where you can order basically any type of sushi for under 200 yen off of an iPad, and it is delivered to your seat within seconds on a conveyor belt.
really an incredible place. Everything on the menu is basically 200 yen or less. I mean, it's amazing. And it comes to you in seconds. We're trying to figure out why this place isn't duplicated and exploited in America, like most of Japanese culture.
But if you prefer something smaller and seedier, there's also the numerous yakitori restaurants in Golden Gai and Piss Alley. And when I say smaller, I mean much smaller. Impossibly small.
Words cannot describe how small. Like, we're little people, and we barely fit in here.
Not even the closet. Hey, two people.
Being a fan of natural weirdness, I loved Golden Gai.
Superior Bar Albatross, which has a lot of maritime things and a lot of wooden statues and chandeliers. They made us go to the rooftop, so here we are. We ordered a sparkling sake.
What a country. They put you on the top floor, serve you booze, and then expect you to navigate a very small and precarious staircase. Try doing that in America with all the lawyers. But if you prefer safe, manufactured weirdness, you can always head into Shinjuku at night and go to the infamous Robot Restaurant, which has been attended by such luminaries as Skrillex and that one guy from The Walking Dead. It was at the Robot Restaurant that I learned a very depressing fact about world travel. No matter where you go, you can't avoid that one song by Ed Sheeran. Luckily for all, that was just the opening act, and we were led down another narrow, precarious staircase to the main event hall, which was filled with the most non-Japanese people that we had seen up to that point in the trip. As for the show, my words can't really do it justice. What the hell was that? So after some manufactured Japanese culture, it was time for some manufactured American culture. That's right, Disneyland and Disney Sea. Even though the weather was cold and rainy, it didn't seem to dampen anyone's spirits.
Man, people love Frozen. You could say the weather is a bit frozen. Huh? I know, I should just let it go.
Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea are the only two Disney parks in the Disney Empire that are not owned by Disney. They are just licensed. And there's some small differences, like they have Mickey pork buns instead of hamburgers. Pirates of the Caribbean is sponsored by Kirin, and Mickey just sounds a bit different. But despite these small differences, much remains the same. Minnie Mouse is still a hit across all demographics. They still love to push merch, like this Tinkerbell statue that will set you back about 10,000 American dollars. And no matter which Disneyland you visit, the Indiana Jones ride is always broken. At least Jamie and I found the one place on Earth where the Japanese people weren't always so polite and quiet. The Tower of Terror. I guess it really is a small world after all. When you go to the Tokyo Skydeck at the top of the Mori Tower in Roppongi Hills, you gain an appreciation for the immense scale of Tokyo. While the bird's eye view is stunning, you really learn to appreciate what makes the city great by being on the street level. There you learn of the incredible organization and hospitality of the Japanese people. We are forever in their debt. For after 38 years, it was the allure of the Japanese people and culture that convinced me to take that first step, finally use my passport, leave my well, and begin to explore the Great Sea. Osewa ni narimashita.